Hi, welcome back to D&D Reviews. I'm the daughter.
And I'm the dad.
And grab some popcorn because today we are talking about Materialists, which I keep saying as the Materialist, which isn't right, it's just Materialist.
Hey, are you single? I'm a matchmaker. Give me a call if you want to meet somebody.
I deserve someone who fulfills all of my criteria.
Nothing over 20 BMI.
I don't want someone who likes cats. I'm trying to settle.
I promise you're going to marry the love of your life.
Some boys kiss me, some boys hug.
How many marriages are you responsible for now, Lucy?
9. If the girl asks for a tall drink of water
Cause the boy
with a salary over 500 grand,
always Mr. Right.
you deliver.
You're the matchmaker. You want a drink?
Sure. Coke and beer.
Hey, buddy.
Hi, John.
Definitely didn't expect to run into you tonight.
I missed you.
Yeah, you don't even remember my face.
Lucy M., the Eternal Bachelorette.
You can do better than me.
My instincts are usually right.
My baby.
Hi.
Wow. You know how to do the math, don't you?
My baby.
You are what we call a unicorn.
Doesn't keep
An impossible fantasy.
How much is this apartment?
12 million.
Not gonna marry him, are you?
Why not?
Because he's good looking and rich. Probably doesn't have roommates.
Is that my charger?
When I see your face, I see wrinkles and children that look like you. So where does that leave us?
What are you thinking about?
I don't think I'm very good at my job anymore. We promised them love, but the math doesn't add up.
Why does anyone even get married?
Because they're lonely. And because they're hopeful.
my baby.
I'm turning 48 and I think I need to meet someone more grown.
I have a really beautiful client. She's 31.
I wasn't really thinking 30s.
But yeah, we saw this about a week ago, and how did you enjoy? Oh wait, yeah, go see it. Gonna be spoils.
Definitely.
How did you enjoy?
Yeah. I did enjoy it, actually.
Yeah,
did
no,
enjoy
same.
it. Yeah.
This was like a movie that I was like,
It was kind of sad, though.
because I said this to you actually before. Basically, we are reviewing this movie now. If you watch from wherever you watch from, but for our like North American viewers, this movie just came out in Europe.
Yeah, literally,
like,
yeah.
I know that from TikTok and everything, that all the American girlies like, I'm gonna go see Materialists, and everybody was reviewing it 2 months ago when it came out in North America. This movie just hit Europe 2 months later, so that's why we're doing the review now. So when it came around to it, I was like, we have to see Materialists, because I've seen, like, I knew basically everything that happened because everybody told me already online. But I said to you, we have to go see it, and we did.
Yeah.
So how did you enjoy?
It's weird because obviously when I were a lad, people met, physically met, physically met. You introduced your sister to your friend and they lived happily ever after, or unhappily ever after.
Okay.
And then online dating came along, and suddenly people met through swiping left and right and all that sort of thing. And in this, you pay people to match you up. You couldn't just go in and go like, yeah, I'm unemployed.
Oh yeah, you have
because you've got to have like X amount. You've got to have X amount of dollar. You've got to have a certain income. I mean, they live in New York.
Yeah.
But they're not the only company doing it. There's obviously a number of companies that matchmake, and the woman who's in charge of matchmaking, or not in charge, she's one of the matchmakers. She's got 9 weddings under her belt. She's put people together.
So,
and 9
Lucy,
of those people, which is quite incredible when you think about it. But she is so cold. It's like she's telling people. Yeah,
so
it's a
main
business
character.
transaction. You put your amount of your wages on the table. They put theirs. They want children. You want children. And the bit which is kind of like the reveal at the end, if you like, is the height thing. That men have to be a certain height. Now, I never thought about that because I'm pretty tall, so it never occurred to me. But it must be a matter of importance. Now, you're tall, so it's difficult
she did
for you.
say, like, well, the thing is, she said, like, oh, it was one of Natalie's kind of, like, wants that she wants one over 6 foot. But I don't think it's, like, every guy going in there has to be over 6 foot or whatever. I think it was just, like, some of the girls.
I think it just seemed to be that if you go in there and you're earning $250,000 a year, and you've got a decent apartment, you've never been married before, you're the correct age, you're not an old man or anything like that, but you're 6 foot, you'll get every woman. Every woman will go click, yeah, click, yeah, click, yeah. And it's almost like personality isn't as good, it doesn't matter as much. When I say personality, it's surely you've got to spend your life with someone.
Yeah, but that's the thing. That's what she's saying. She doesn't know. I think this is what the end kind of says. Like she, people have more just like look requirements or like stuff like that because they don't know him yet. Like the matchmaker is the one matching these people by their requirements that way. But they can't say I want someone who's really like always jokes about this thing, and it's like, well, I don't really know, because that's what even the other woman had said to her, like you knew his age, you knew his job, you knew his height, but you didn't really know him, did you?
You know him.
Well, I'll tell you, he's the type of guy who follows you into the bathroom. That's what she said,
which is what happens.
Yeah,
and then screams because she set her up with a guy who assaults her.
That's what happens.
But I mean,
but the thing is, that's weird.
Well, the reason I mentioned that, like, let me just come over the top of you there. When they're talking in the office, she goes, "There's a new operation out where guys can gain up to 6 inches in height, by having their legs broken."
Yeah, and then
now at the end of the day, you'd look like Slender Man if you had legs. You know what I mean? Because your legs are supposed to be in proportion to your body and your arms. So if you added 6 inches onto a guy's legs, you'd have this enormous, long, boing, boing legs. Boing. But at the end, Pedro Pascal...
It's revealed... So I mean, the thing with this movie that I feel like is kind of weird is the fact that she works as matchmaker, so we see a lot of the love side from that. But then there's also love triangle, I guess, with her and Pedro Pascal and Chris Evans. So it's kind of a lot because she's dating at the same time she's trying to set these people up. Yeah. So it's kind of...
But her attitude is the next time I date...
I don't...
Is going to be a millionaire.
She's going to be rich.
Filthy, filthy rich.
And he is.
He is.
But... It's so funny that she breaks up with him right after... Because someone even put it here. Someone said, gotta say, I did not see that Chekhov's leg extensions reveal coming. Holy shit. And
I didn't see that
somebody commented saying, it's hard to think it's not about the legs right now. Was funny as hell. Because after he tells her this leg thing and then she breaks up with him for another reason. He goes... It's hard to think this isn't about the legs right now, and it's like. And
then he's really rich, isn't he? And her ex-boyfriend, who she went out with for years,
she went out with Chris Evans for 5 years, and he's super.
And he's trying to be an actor, isn't he? And he appears in not just an off-Broadway show, but off-Broadway shows. He appears in like school halls and what have you.
And this is what the.
But when he talks to her, he straight away looks at her and goes, "What's wrong?" And Pedro Pascal doesn't.
No, but they don't. No, they were barely dating, so you've got to give Pedro like the benefit of the doubt. Side note,
but he blitzed her with money. So when you brought me to this beautiful restaurant, it's not even a special date. And when she's going out with the boyfriend originally, they're going on a special date. He is refusing to park,
even though they live in.
He's refusing to park the car.
Why he has that car anyway? I don't know.
Well, yeah, but he does still drive. He still has the same car.
It's just weird that people drive
in New York,
city like that. Yeah. Side note, because she doesn't. Yeah. Anyway. Side note. So all right. So this is kind of where the faults with this movie come in terms of what I've seen a lot of people. And again, this movie came out 2 months ago, so it's had a lot of time to have people review and all of that. Which is that it's basically called broke boy or broke guy propaganda, which is basically choosing a guy who has no money over love, kind of thing.
Over love, because that's love, isn't it? No. Choosing someone who has not.
No, but this is where the faults come in for people, which is that, like, the thing about Chris Evans' character is that he has no money.
Yeah.
She chooses him anyway.
Yeah, because he's finally got a job.
It's just what people... Everybody
But you've got to be
was
really...
disappointed at the choice.
Really?
And so was I.
Really? I don't understand that. I think you should get married for love.
I think because he has not changed.
He has changed. He's got a job.
Okay, so all right, so let's do this. So first of all, they were actors. They were actors together. Dakota Johnson and Chris Evans was.
Yeah, but she never saw it as a real.
Yes, but at the time, whatever.
That's what they
were dating for 5 years.
Yeah, and they were broke all the time.
They have been broken up, I think, for like 10 years. I don't know.
Oh, I don't think 10 years.
I didn't think that either.
They were going out for 5 years.
But then they said something that would make me think of it for some reason. But then you're right, that wouldn't make any sense. But then I guess...
I mean, they went out from high school at
maybe
17.
5 years.
They went out for 5 years.
But he's 37 now.
Oh, maybe so then. Maybe so.
But maybe... I don't know. I can't remember what line made me think of this. It was something about him being like, well, it's been 10 years. And then you wouldn't say that if they had just broken up.
Right.
My point is...
Okay, go on.
Is that...
I'm going to hit you with something then, yeah?
My point is that... I can't remember. That people just were...
Should go with the millionaire.
No, that we're not... Yeah, but she likes Harry still. I don't know. I think that she's changed. Basically,
strange because he looks nothing like his brother as well. Because Pedro Pascal really looks like
whose brother? Oh wait,
he meets her.
How do you remember what the groom looked like? We barely saw him.
Because I know, but he looks. But Pedro Pascal's a very distinctive looking guy.
Pedro's got.
He's a very very Mexican looking guy. He's like he's got.
What does that mean?
Well, it's like
he's from Cuba.
No, but he's
no,
but when I say Mexican, I mean like he's a Spanish looking.
Latin American.
He's got Indiano blood and what have you. I was going to say he looks like a bit of a Mayan and what have you.
Oh, I'm sorry, he's from Chile.
Really, and so therefore he's got Indio blood.
Why are you? I'm going to have to cut this racism out.
It's not racism. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that.
Anyway,
I'm just saying that's the way he looks.
That doesn't matter right now. Okay, what matters is that people didn't like the choice. The choice, and
right. Okay, let me hit you with this then. Yeah, let me put this to you then. Yeah. How does she meet Chris Evans again? How does she re-meet him? I'll tell you. She sat at the singles tables at Pedro Pascal's character's wedding.
No, his brother's wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it was Pedro Pascal's character's wedding.
As I said, his character's brother's wedding. Anyway.
You said it.
Okay. Pedro Pascal's brother's wedding. Yeah, she's gone and calmed down the bride who's kind of freaking out and everything, and she calmed down. She goes and sits at the singles table. Pedro Pascal spots her, thinks she's an interesting looking woman. He goes on and he moves a couple of the signs around so that he gets to sit next to her.
Well, he knew already because he saw her earlier on recruiting people. That's when he sat down like, you're the matchmaker.
Yeah, so he's seen her, he's attracted to her, so he moves the signs, the plates that say who's sitting where. So he sits next to her and he starts talking to her for ages, and he says, can I get you a drink? Or would you like a drink, And she goes, yeah, okay, I'll have a Coca-Cola and a beer. As he says that, Chris Evans' character, who she hasn't seen, who's there, or maybe he has seen her, but he leans past and puts a Coca-Cola and a beer on the table in front of her, because that's how well he knows her
I watched the movie
after
too.
all these years,
Yeah.
But that's the love. That's like she's never left his mind, and he still remembers the little details. The character, is it Harry? Is that his name? I'll call him Harry.
Pedro Pascal's character.
He's called Harry.
And then John is.
I'm going to call him Harry because obviously you get upset with me calling him Pedro Pascal.
No, I don't.
Well, you just got upset with me saying
because you said
he was in. Anyway,
why are we arguing over this? Because you said Pedro Pascal's character's weddning, not his brother's wedding.
No, but regardless, he knocks her off her feet with the amount of money that he could. Because when they go back to his flat, and they have some rumpy-pumpy, and he gets up in the morning, and I respect him for this, he really trusts it. He's on the phone to somebody, because he's got business, he's got to keep you in the business, and he's on the phone, blah, blah, and he gives her the keys to his gaff, to this woman that he hardly knows. Now, I'd be thinking, she'll be going through everything, my Rolexes won't be safe.
I don't know, they've been on like 5 dates, I think.
Oh, that's so much to take her back. But anyway, she at one point says, she's looking around, it's a gorgeous place, she goes, how much is it worth? He goes, 11 million. Now, if I'm lying in bed with a woman and instead of her going like, wow, you got the biggest dick I've ever been with, or you what an amazing kisser you are, or whatever, she's going, how much is this place worth? I think, right, and I know where you're coming from. I know what your interests are. Your interests are in dollar bills, y'all. Dollar bills, y'all. So I think that Harry got off light. And I think that he'll meet someone, even with his apparently great big long stalky legs that he's got with their bruises. And she is better off being with the guy she's with. She's better off being with Chris Evans' character. Because they are more made for each other. Because he's willing to let her get away with murders.
No, I don't agree.
Yeah, well, you're a woman as well, so you would disagree with me from a woman's point of view, so it's fair enough. I understand that. I'm just saying from my point of view.
I think that Chris Evans in this hadn't changed at all in like 5 years that they had broken up from. They broke up because he was poor.
She wanted more.
He was poor. And 5 years later, he's still... Which, by the way, I'm not judging his lifestyle, but still has roommates, still doesn't even do auditions.
You're judging it completely.
I'm not judging if anyone's living like that. I'm just saying that her character clearly...
He's strong, and she could catch...
Her character broke up with him because of reasons that 5 years later are still there, but then they get married.
She's a materialist.
They have a
Isn't that the
city
whole
wedding.
point? Isn't that the whole point? Isn't that the name of the film? She says it herself in the film. She goes, "I'm a cold bitch, and I count everything, and I judge everything that way." And he's more just spur of the moment. She's more spur of the moment, but she also gets won over. You know when they go out to the countryside as a couple,
yeah,
and they go and see the wedding. They don't gate crash it. They're sat at a distance watching a couple get married, and the father is giving away the bride, and it's a very, very beautiful scene and everything, and it's obviously a scene of love. And she seems to be won over by that more than the big, when Harry's brother, whose name I don't know, gets married and she meets Harry, the bride is not sure about the wedding. And
this scene I like.
My parents have spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on this wedding.
I like the scene a lot. Actually.
And you shouldn't put that sort of pressure on yourself. When I married your mum, we spent £100 on it.
Yeah, and you guys got divorced 7 years later.
We are still not divorced.
You got separated 7 years later and have not been divorced yet. But...
Yeah, but doesn't that tell you something about us?
No, I don't know what you're trying to say.
That we've never wanted to get divorced.
What, you think you guys are going to get back together for real?
Well, we are together in a marriage sense of things. Anyway, let's not talk about me and your mum's personal problems.
Anyway,
maybe this film.
I think
is different from men's point of view to a woman's point of view. I don't know. What would men say?
I don't think any guy watched this. No, somebody did put that.
I watched it. I liked it.
Somebody put. I know this movie has so many people googling about height extension surgery.
Yeah.
Somebody put this, which I think is interesting.
I never
they said
thought about that. It makes me feel so sad.
Somebody put this. When Pedro first appeared, I remarked to myself, he's walking kind of weird. Talk about payoff at the end there, lol. Someone put, good catch. I noticed he's walking like a 70-year-old man, but didn't connect the dots until we're in the comment. I didn't think so, right? We didn't know, like...
I never noticed that.
We didn't... Yeah, when it was revealed, I had to...
But he didn't whisk her off to her feet to dance or anything, did he? But he seemed to be talking intensely to her more than that. He seemed to want to know her. The thing about Harry's character is he said a lot of honest things to her, you know what I mean? He really did, like how interested he was in her, how he thought she was somebody special and all those sorts of things. And this woman, because all the way along, for her, it's a business transaction between a man and a woman. That's what marriage is. It's a business transaction.
Well, or anyone, really, because gay marriage and all that. You get married when you're two guys, two girls. Kind of thing.
But between a couple, then,
yeah,
it is a business transaction. You bring so much, they bring so much. They can drive, you can't, or whatever. All those different things, and she is cold about the whole thing. She's so cold about it. She's so cold about it.
Okay.
And there's a bit but she does things like this, there's a bit where Harry's character is saying, well, there's a couple arguing in the street, I would never do that. And she goes, oh, yeah, I would.
Yeah.
And she thinks back to arguing in the street.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, if you can have an argument, have one here and now. There's no point saying we'll take this home and just sitting there staring at each other, hating each other. Get it out in the open now. Let's argue now. And so sometimes she's really cold and materialistic, and sometimes she's not. Sometimes she has passion.
The thing is, I don't really like the Dakota Johnson character in this, and so does a lot of other people, where it's like there's not really anything to her other than that she's a matchmaker. And that
she's brilliant at it.
And that she wants... Because the thing is, it's one of those movies where it kind of... I think would have been a good movie had in the end she not chosen any of the guys, and it's just like, I'm going to be happy on my own kind of thing, because it feels
looked for better.
It's funny seeing this after seeing Together, and being all like... It's like, in this movie, everybody's like, oh, at the end we need somebody like the other half to complete us kind of thing.
The only other...
everyone in this, in the end, Lucy breaks up Harry, chooses John. But then, in like an epilogue, it's revealed that Sophie, the woman who was like assaulted, is going on another date tonight.
Yeah.
Like it's been however long, and that Harry is he's got his first date planned. So it's like, why is no one in this? Like, I'm just single and I'm fine with that kind of thing. Like,
but isn't that why they're paying someone to? Isn't it their age as well?
But I would have
young people like
your age.
I
would have liked.
You're 23.
No. I would have liked how Sophie. I would have liked how if she chose not to. The whole thing is that she gets assaulted and then she's suing them.
Yeah.
But then in the end, and one of her requirements was something like, about a wage and a height or something, that earning a certain amount. It's revealed in the end where she's on the phone, Dakota Johnson on the phone to her boss, and she goes, yeah, I matched Sophie's going on first date tonight with, like, Dominic J.
Yeah, they only use the second,
5'7".
they only use the initial, don't they?
Yeah. 5'7", and he's got, like, and he earns this amount. And it's like, so Sophie's whole thing is that she went on a bunch of dates, she pays this matchmaker, she gets assaulted, and then in the end, the takeaway for her character is just to lower her expectations so she doesn't get assaulted again. Like, why is that? I don't know.
But maybe you should take pepper spray with you on a date.
Yeah, or guys could just not do that. That would be fantastic.
But what I mean is that would I absolutely 100% agree with you. I 100% agree with you on that, and they are totally wrong. And he needs to be punished. But there are guys in the world who do that, and you have to be a realist about it. You have to be a realist about it. They are.
The thing is, there's so much stuff in this that is good, and I was very excited for it, but I don't. The ending is just so annoying, and I really don't like. But there is stuff I like. I really like how. I like how it starts with like cavemen and women, and he goes to her and
he brings
makes
the
flower ring, and it's just like that's like it's like love in there
because they're Neanderthals, so love has always existed. But they're doing it for love. They're doing it for love, aren't they? He doesn't come home and she's got a choice between this guy over here and he's brought back 3 mice for dinner. And she looks around and there's this really ugly guy, but he's got a deer over one shoulder and he's dragging an antelope behind him. And you go, okay, this guy can provide better, so I'll go with him. She is in love. The cave woman goes with love.
Okay.
Goes with love, yeah. And this guy who looks at her and he's beaming and everything, she goes with love. She goes with love. The thing about Chris Evans' character, pardon me, he does love her. You know the bit where she phones him and he's coming out the shop, and he just sits down outside the shop to talk to her. Mm-hmm. He kind of drops everything to talk to her, and I'm on my way. Whatever else he's doing, he's on his way. She needs him, he's on his way. And Harry would send his assistant.
Okay, but again, they just started dating. She knew John for 15 years. They dated for 5 and were broken up.
And
she's known Pedro Pascal for a month. Yeah. So you can't expect that he's going to act. It's like having a friend that you've known for like 20 years versus a friend that you've known for 5 minutes.
He's trying to
They're
impress
not going
her.
to know all your mannerisms, your facial
But he's trying
reactions.
to impress her. And he doesn't... I mean, it's not that he wants to impress her with his wealth. And he is rich. He's as rich as they come. But like she says, because he's like, but the trade-off between us would be this and this and this and the other and what have you. And she goes, yeah, but there needs to be romance. And there is no romance. There is no heat in their relationship. I feel. But this is why you listen to D&D to get to.
The thing is, I feel like a lot of people are also saying it, which is that like she doesn't really. Me and Mum just watched a romance movie yesterday, actually, where in the end the girl is like, "I need to find a guy who loves me," and choose it, and it's like choose it between two people kind of thing, called "Isn't It Romantic?" In the end, she goes, "Because you should love me because I love," and she goes, "I love me." She's like, "Wait, no, okay," and it's kind of one of those like, "I love me" thing. I don't need a guy kind of thing, and I feel like the character in this doesn't really love herself. That's why she's like going after.
She doesn't. No.
But then the thing is,
she doesn't.
She does say on one of her. She goes on a lot of like, not monologues, but things where she's talking to. I think both Pedro Pascal and Chris Evans, where she's like, "I'm this. I'm horrible. I'm judgy. I'm a bitch. I broke up with you because I fought." And it's like she should go to therapy because the amount that she's really digging at herself is like kind of harsh. And yeah, she's super judgy, but I feel like. She's just really mean to herself a lot.
She is, yeah. She needs to. But I think that.
And I feel like it would have been nice in the end if she had, just chosen that, and not chosen any
chosen to be alone. But you remember that Sidney Sheldon one when they go to Australia and get married?
Yeah, Anyone But You.
Anyone But You, great film.
Every time I tell you, I always say Sydney Sweeney, and then every time you just.
I say Sidney Sheldon.
Every time, Ethan, I've always told you.
I know, but I haven't got a memory for names, and everyone out there knows that, and my own daughter doesn't. What a hurtful
You say
thing.
Everyone's name fine except for her.
Right, okay. So Sidney Sweeney, he says to her in that film, I'm a fool because I fell out with you like 2 years ago, whatever it was, when they had that amazing date and he made the sandwich and it was red hot. And he says, I'm a fool because I should have spent every minute with you.
Yeah.
And this is like a beautiful moment. Yeah. It's a beautiful moment. And that is like romance to me. That's like romance. Yeah. And it's not about who's got wealth. Because he ends up in the first class on the plane going, we're talking about a different film. We do this every time. But he's in first class and she's like down in steerage rowing with all the slaves. But the thing about this film, this Materialist, it was about something. It's about a business I didn't even know existed as a business. I did not know that people paid someone.
Did you not? No.
I did not know that existed.
Yeah.
Because to me, it seems like I will meet Mrs. Wright at a bus stop or wherever, or I'll drive my car into her car by accident in the car park, and we'll go out and we'll start talking and we'll start laughing, and it'll be great, and that'll be us.
Mm.
Not that someone will say, okay, you earn that, you live here, you do whatever, you're a certain height, and that therefore you must match up with this person.
Okay.
Because I'm at a certain height, but what happens if I'm in an accident and have my legs chopped off? So suddenly I'm like 4 foot tall. I still expect the woman that I love to love me because I'm still that person, just minus a bit of protein. And that is like, for me, that's romance. That's like love.
Okay.
And Pedro Pascal's character, Harry, he sees lots of things in her, intelligence and all the rest of it, blah, blah, blah. But it doesn't mean say he's going to love her in a year. It doesn't say he's going to remember. He's going to go, what drink do you want? And she's going to say the same as I always want. I want a Coca-Cola and a beer.
It doesn't that feel like your order? I feel like if you went to a...
Well, it'd be 2 beers.
Coke and a beer.
Well, yeah.
I thought that's what you would order.
I am a Coca-Cola man.
You are,
and a beer man. Yeah, but I like this film a lot, and I feel it taught me something.
I think people just order beer though. Like
it's strange that you should have a soft drink and a beer.
There's
at the
so
same
many
time.
all right, you want a bottle or you want a
Because
draft?
it's a free bar, and he goes to the bar and he's going like tequila or whatever, and they're giving like some 30-year-old tequila that costs a fortune, because it's a really expensive wedding. But I don't know. I feel that I learned something from this film. I do feel I learned something.
I really do
about the
like
world.
there's scenes in this that I like from. Mostly from the women though, like I really like stuff with Sophie. I like the stuff with the woman who is getting married at where she meets Harry, where she's like, I'm getting married, like I'm just a normal woman. I'm getting married, like because she's like, we're not trying to bring two countries together. I'm not trying to like have my, it's not. This marriage is my choice. I'm a modern day woman. I'm choosing to get married to a guy. I'm choosing to like kind of thing. Well, I guess that is kind of a interesting, because like she said, she was like, I'm not bringing Spain and France to, it's not one of those things where it's like, where marry off my daughter to the next king or something. It's like I'm deliberately choosing this, which is interesting. I really like that scene a lot.
I think there's lots of things to like about this film.
Anyway, let's do the classic Rotten Tomatoes scores, shall we? What do you think?
I think it's a score high. I think it's going to be 90 on both.
90 on both?
90. I think it'll be 90 on people and 95 on...
80 on critic, 66 on audience. Wow. Because she didn't choose freaking Pedro Pascal. Wow. That's what basically comments I've seen about it. You're the only person that is choosing Chris. So good for you, because we all have to split Pedro, but you get Chris yourself.
Yeah, but maybe I'm right. Maybe I'm a romantic and everyone else isn't.
Well, no. I don't think you understand. I
don't understand the business. The business of romance.
Anyway, comment down below who you would pick. Would you side with Dad under Chris, or would you side with daughter under Pedro?
Yeah.
Harry or John?
Vote Chris. No, you know it's right.
Anyway, thank you guys for listening, and comment what you thought of the movie, and tune in next time for another review.
Go and see this film. You'll like it.
Tune in next time for another review. Bye.
Bye.